Thank you. I have to tell you, I'm so excited to do this presentation. Since we landed on Sunday morning, I've been waiting all week for this opportunity to do this presentation. Not because it's the last one, but because we're going to announce the winners of the Customer Impact Award. And I have the honor to do that. So this is a session about celebrating customers, all of you, not just the Customer Impact Award winners. So when we talk about the Customer Impact Award, what are we talking about? This is actually the first year we've done this. And I hope we're going to continue this because I think it was a lot of fun and it was very interesting. A lot of our customers, in fact, I think all of our customers, are making an impact in their communities, with the users, with the people who use their solutions. And we started this process by soliciting to lots and lots of customers. We thought we'd get maybe, 100, 200 responses. We had over 1,000. So we did this shortly before our user group meeting in June. And it was kind of tight time. So we worked with the university to help us do the judging. So we whittled it down from 1,000 plus to about 200. And let me stop right there and explain what the criteria was for selecting the Customer Impact Award winners. The first is it can't be just something great that's happening. It's got to be something really impactful, something that has a huge impact on society, a community, as I mentioned. Something that's really impactful, something that's a headline news. The second is it has to be unique. It's not something that other people have done before and you're making it work better. It's got to be breaking new ground. And third, it has to be inspirational for all of us. We should be so inspired by this impact that we want to take action. We can learn from what each organization that won the award, what they've accomplished, and we can tell others about it. So we set the bar pretty high. So to achieve all three of those and have compelling evidence for each of these three categories made it very challenging. So working with an outside university to help us in the selection process and an internal committee pouring through these responses, we came up with the winners. And the winners were from around the globe. You might think, we're, as Paul said, a lot of our business is in the US, but this is a worldwide effort. These are the 47 Customer Impact Award winners. To make this a little bit easier, because there are so many logos up there, let me break it down by kind of categories. First group is people who deliver healthcare, hospitals, providers. The second group are software companies and other technology companies that help customers in healthcare. And the third is kind of a combination of things. It's insurance companies. What payvider means is kind of a US term, where you have a payer and a provider that are the same. So you have an organization that is a big group of hospitals, but they've also set up an insurance company to provide healthcare to people who are in the membership. That's what we mean by payer, provider. And also finance and supply chain. And the last group is the public sector and startups. Break this down a little bit further so you can see the regions. You can see APAC across some of these. You see supply chain and finance and health insurance broken out, and you see the startups. Go one step further. I could talk about all 47 of these, but I think I'd bore you to death. There are too many stories. So for this region, we chose 5. And I'm going to tell you stories about each one of these to explain the impact they made, what they're doing and why it's unique, and why it sets an example to inspire all of us. Do you want to hear the stories? Yeah. All right. First, we're going to start with Medway. And usually I don't use these cards during a presentation. I don't like to use them. But there's so much detail here that I want to make sure I don't leave anything out. So pardon me for using these cards. iMedway has been a partner in China for a long time, formerly known as DHC. iMedway is right out here. They have a table in the partner pavilion just outside this door. So if you want to stop by and speak to them, you'll have the opportunity to do that. They're the leading IT, health IT vendor in China. They have over 1,000 hospitals, including the top 30% of all public health hospitals in China. And they just recently went live with the very largest hospital in China. They have 4.4 billion records. I should step back for a second. In China, in public hospitals, many of you probably know this, physicians are seeing a lot of patients. So in an outpatient setting, each doctor could be seeing 60 to 80 patients in a day, 40 in the morning and the rest in the afternoon. So it's boom, boom, boom. Move the patients through. But they also have to document what they're doing. And that's what iMedway does. They have a solution that makes it easy for doctors to get through the documentation of everything that's happened with that patient very, very quickly so they can move on. They have a pilot of 20,000 patients, and they're using AI. What they're doing with this AI proof of concept is to look at data the doctor is typing in as they're typing it in and making recommendations to improve the quality of that documentation. Then they have a QC function as a follow-on, a QC group that looks at the data that went in and is continuously improving that data. By doing this, they're improving the level of healthcare for a massive number of people. And they're going to continue to keep on going. So what they're doing is unique in the way that they're doing it. And I find it inspirational because they're trying to improve health for such a large population. Sorry, this moves into pointer mode for some reason. I know the problem's me. There we go. So next I'm going to move on to Jonda. And you just heard from Jonda, so I'm just going to add a few parts of the story. They support more than 11 languages now, and they're continuing to expand. So they support Bahasa Indonesian right now. The thing I like about what Jonda is doing is for people that travel around different countries, you could bring your medical record with you. That's one of the applications Jonda has produced. I don't know of any other application that does that. So if I have a chronic disease and I'm traveling from event to event, from Jakarta, South Africa next month, and it'd be nice to have my medical record handy just in case I need it. They're also doing a lot with semantic interoperability, which you know is a challenge. Jonda has been extremely innovative, and they're solving very big problems in a very unique way. Jonda is also here, obviously, and they have a booth out in the partner pavilion. I encourage you to spend time with them. It's fascinating. Every time I spend time with Daniel or other people from Jonda, I'm always inspired. So we're moving around the world. Next is a customer in Japan. This partner has been working with us for a long time as well, formerly known as Paltech. I'll tell you more about Paltech in a second. They've merged with other companies and are now called Medicio. So Paltech provides distribution, supply chain for consumables. You know, if you need tissue paper, toothpaste, something in a store, they provide that to all the small stores throughout Japan. They're the #1 distributor in all of Japan. They've merged with a pharmaceutical company because they saw the beauty of what Paltech was doing in supply chain. I've had the opportunity to meet the CEO and the CIO last year. I think the problem's me. They're really motivated people and very innovative. So the thing I find interesting about what Medicio is doing is they are delivering in stock, in full, on-time delivery, 99.999%. If you didn't hear that, it was 5 nines, even during COVID. As drivers were getting sick, they set up another system, like an Uber type of system, to call in people in order to help them meet the 5-9 standard. So in supply chain, this is really very unique. It's inspirational. And now they're using machine learning and AI to help optimize even further. They're not happy with 5 nines. They want to keep on going. There we go. Sonic is a leading laboratory, and they're known for delivering lab results faster than anybody else in the world. They started in Australia and expanded into the US and Europe. They're using AI as an example to pre-screen pathology specimens. So they're using AI and workflows to make their result reporting even faster while improving the quality of what they do. They're having an impact. What they do is unique compared to other labs. I worked in a lab, and I've been through the Sonic lab, and it blew me away. It was so impressive. And I've been inspired by what they do. And then the fifth is Northern Territory in Australia. So unlike other regions, Northern Territory has a small population, about 250 to 300,000 people. That's not very much. But the land size is about 3/4 the size of Asia. It's 4 times the size of Japan. So you have 250 to 300,000 people spread over a vast region. How do you deliver healthcare to people who are really remote? When you travel to see them, you have to go through roads that are washed out. You have to carry extra gasoline. You have to have a map of where all the gas stations are, and there aren't very many. So it's challenging. And most of the population is Aboriginal. So this is a great story about equitable healthcare. What they've done is a digital transformation using TrackCare so that they can bring healthcare to everyone throughout the territory. When there are remote regions that don't have cell service, they use Starlink. They're having a huge, important impact for people who live and came from Northern Territory. It's really a great story. I've been to Darwin a couple of times, and I've seen what they're doing, and it's totally inspirational. So these are just 5 stories out of 47 that I think meet the criteria, and I felt compelled to share it with you. And I'll tell you a funny story about this picture. So this I used in another presentation. These are actually all the pictures of every employee in InterSystems. And the last time I did this presentation, I looked up and I noticed there was a cat. I guess it was the InterSystems corporate cat. They took it out for this presentation. So my call to action for all of you is when we send out an inquiry for you to share your stories of what you're doing that's impactful, please join in. All of our customers are making an impact. All of you are making a huge impact. It's been an honor to spend time with you this week. I've enjoyed the conversations. We learn a lot about what you're doing and what you need us to do to help you be successful. This is really a great time. For me, I've really enjoyed it. And speaking for my colleagues, I know they have too. And so I thank you for being here. Thank you for spending time with us. I know you're all busy, but I really, really appreciate you being here. Thank you.